Hello, Rob from Van Compass here, and today we're going to be installing our front Fox shock kit on this 4x4 Mercedes Sprinter van. Now, our shock kit is the only kit on the market that offers an increase in damping on the front of a Sprinter. We tune every set of shocks per your vehicle weight. There's no requirement for lift, wheel spacing, offsets. You can run this setup with your stock wheels without any kind of wheel spacer or increased offset. No lift is required to run this package. You can run this on a bone stock Sprinter van, but it is also compatible with our 2-inch striker lift kit as well. The kit includes upper shock brackets, lower shock mounting brackets, all the necessary hardware and nut tabs needed to bolt everything on, and then of course a tuned set of Fox aluminum body IFP shocks, which we custom tune per your vehicle application. So follow along as we throw this front Fox shock kit on this 2016 Sprinter van.
Step 1. Remove the front wheels and tires. Note that this particular van is equipped with our 2-inch striker lift kit and 35-inch tires. This front shock kit will work on a bone stock van with no modification. Install the nut tab on the driver's side from underneath the hood. Remove all the push pins and hardware securing the inner fender well liner to the vehicle. Remove the inner fender well liners from the vehicle. On the passenger side, separate the clips securing the wiring just above the ABS sensors. Use a small screwdriver to separate the wiring from the clips and unthread the fasteners from the vehicle. Using a 3-inch cutoff wheel or similar metal cutting tool, cut off the studs from the chassis. Touch up any exposed areas of metal with a quality spray paint. Use a set of 16mm wrenches to remove the lower hardware securing the bump stop bracketry. Install the lower shock bracket. Install the new hardware included and secure to the lower control arm. Tighten all hardware and torque to the specifications included in the instructions. On the driver's side of the vehicle, use a small chisel and hammer to remove any excess adhesive built up in the upper corner. Test fit the bracket and ensure it sits flush against the chassis. Install the 1/2 by 1.5 long bolts with a washer and lock washer underneath the bolt head. Install in the upper mounting holes and snug hardware using a 3/4 socket. At the rear of the bracket, install the smaller nut tab along with a 3/8 by 1-inch long bolt. Again, use a flat washer and lock washer under the bolt head. Snug this bolt using a 9/16 wrench. Determine which protrusion in the chassis lines up with the rear mounting holes. Center punch and mark the mounting holes. Drill mounting holes with a 3/8 drill bit. Install a 3/8 by 1-inch long bolt into each newly drilled hole. Install a washer and a locking stover nut on the back side of the vehicle and snug this hardware. Torque upper mounting bolts to 50 foot-pounds and all smaller mounting bolts to 20 foot-pounds. Install your new Fox shock. Install in the lower mount first, use the included 9/16 bolt with a washer under the bolt head. Install a washer and locking stover nut with this bolt. Remove the upper washer and upper shock bushing. Pull down the shock so that you can install it into the upper mounting bracket. Install the included nylock nut once the shock stem is through the upper shock bushings. Snug the upper nut using a 3/4 wrench and a 1/4 inch Allen through the shock stem. Tighten the lower shock bolt and torque to 80 foot-pounds. Trim the inner fender well liners using the photos and the instructions as a guide. Trim the inner fender well liners using the photos and the instructions as a guide. Do the same thing on the rear half of the inner fender well liner. Again, refer to the images in the instructions for clarity. Reinstall the inner fender well liners starting with the front fender well liner. Install the rear fender well liner and re-secure to the chassis using the push pin hardware and other mounting hardware to secure it to the vehicle. Reinstall rear mud flaps with the T25 Torx. Reinstall all mounting hardware using a 10mm socket. Your Van Compass Auxiliary Fox shock kit is now installed.
If you want to get Fox shocks on the front of your 4x4 Sprinter van, check out our website at vancompass.com.